Hey folks, IR4.IR2. So the way I was taught inequalities was they put like a number here. They give you two numbers, and then there's the little alligator, and the alligator wants to eat more. So see how the alligator eats that. That's how I was taught it. That was probably a horrible way to teach someone, but 4 less than 9. So this is actually the less than symbol. See how it looks kind of like an L? Less than. And you just read it from left to right. 4 is less than 9. Okay, that makes sense. So if you had something like a 10 and a 6, if you learn the alligator method, right, the alligator wants to eat more, so it's going that way. That's actually the greater than symbol. So if you read it from left to right, 10 is greater than 6. Oh, okay. That makes sense. So this is actually the greater than symbol. Let's say someone tells you to pick a number between 1 and 10. Pick a number between 1 and 10, not 1, not 10. So the way they'd probably express it would be like this. Pick a number between 1 and 10. So you see how when there's between, you don't really read from left to right. So x is between 1 and 10. We don't say 1 is less than x less than 10. So x is between 1 and 10. Okay. So technically, mathematically speaking, what does this really mean? It means that this idea and this idea. So now we're getting a little bit too technical. And then if you have this idea, you can sort of flip it over. See how the alligator is eating the x? So if you flip it over, it looks like that. So this whole idea, mathematically, you could think of it like this. X is greater than 1, and x is less than 10. So when someone says pick a number between 1 and 10, not 1 or 10, they could say pick a number such that it's more than 1 and it's less than 10. Oh, so you mean between? Yeah. See? Much more succinct. Okay, so if we were to, let's see, let's do a little bit of graphing maybe. What do they want us to do? Oh, so if they say, so this one right here was pick a number between 1 and 10, not 1, not 10, right? Because x is actually greater than 1, x is actually less than 10, not equal to them. So if I wanted to say pick a number between 1 and 10, it can be equal to 1 or it can be equal to 10. So that's much different than what we had right here. This could not be equal to 1 or 10. Here, pick a number between 1 and 10, it could be equal to 1, it could be equal to 10. Okay. Okay, what's the difference between those symbols? Okay, we got that. We're doing good. Okay, they want us to do a little bit of graphing. X is less than 4. So you have a little number line. You put 0 in the center. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, negative 5. If I had graph paper, that'd be better. So, okay, x is less than 4. So if you have x on the left, you're reading it from left to right. X is less than 4. You go to 4. And a couple ways you could do this. You could put an open circle, and you see how this is an arrow pointing to the left. You shade everything to the left. And you just put a big arrow because it goes on forever. Another way to do it is open circle is just a parenthesis. What? And then you do this. So it's very similar. Just like an algebra class, so we're pointing that way. And then, so you can represent on the number line, if it's not included, open circle, if it's not included, a parenthesis. And then we could also represent this in interval notation. So x value is less than 4. Okay, here's a picture of that. Here's basically the same picture of that. Okay, what if we don't draw a picture? Okay, so I want numbers that go from, let's see, they go from negative infinity all the way to 4. Negative infinity all the way to 4. In parentheses, because we're not including the 4, and parenthesis on either infinity or negative infinity, because technically you can never touch that. Okay. That was example under objective 2. Let me just do another sort of random example that'll explain it. So let's say we have x greater than or equal to 3. Okay, there's our 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 3 greater than or equal to. So at 3, you're going to put in closed circle, and you're going to have an arrow pointing to the right. And then if we use parentheses or brackets, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So at 3, you could put a bracket, not a parenthesis, bracket. So basically, solid dots are brackets, open circles are parentheses. And then we shade this way. Okay. And then an interval notation. So we're doing all the numbers from 3 all the way out to infinity. Uh-oh. Bracket. Arr. Bracket. Because we're including the 3. Make it look like a bracket. And then the infinity we can never touch, so parenthesis. Okay. Okay. So I think you should be able to handle the rest of that. Okie doke.